Welcome back to the Daughters of the Moon podcast. We're excited that you're back with us for another week, and we're going to do your April monthly reading for you, tell you the energies of April, what you can expect. So that should be fun and exciting. The cards that I chose are the Universal Wisdom Oracle cards by
Yes,
Toni Carmine Salerno. I probably butchered that name. And The Priestess of Light Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber.
nice.
Yes, love these ones. So let's see what we have. This first one is Turquoise Sea.
Is what?
Turquoise Sea. I'll make sure you can see it here.
Turquoise sea. So, water always reminds me of movement. So the sea would be of movement, that type of thing. And the colors that are running to it through it as well. I think that's a combination there. I'm thinking a combination of voice. And because there's almost like a green part that's in with it because of the turquoisey, I'm talking about the heart. So I'm thinking with the month of April, go with the flow, go with the natural flow of what comes with the month. April showers bring May flowers, whatever you want to put into that. But it just says to me, it's saying, watch what your voice is saying. Okay, make sure your heart is connected to what you're saying. Try not to go too far off the, I'm going to say off the way you're going. Um, Watch yourself and how you're putting things out there. Go with the flow, capture yourself if there's anything that's too coarse or cruel or whatever the case may be, catch it and push it away. I think too, because she's standing there and everything's coming up to her back. So it's almost like in the month of April, be careful what's behind you, pay attention to what's in front of you. But I think that's too with the voice and also with everything with your heart. Don't allow the things that are coming from behind you to surprise you and make you do or say something that you isn't meant to be done or said. So just watch your own self, but be in consciousness of your own self through the month of April is what I get with that one.
Yeah. And I think for me, I agree with you. Water to me is really fluidity and it's really emotions and things like that. So I think it's really talking about really taking time to allow yourself to process the emotions that are around you. And to me, the feeling I get is almost like being back in the womb again, where you're surrounded by water. So, do
Right,
a lot of either baths or showers or those kind of things when you're feeling emotional in order to get those emotions off of you and making
right.
sure that you're taking time to rest and take care of yourself. And, I agree with you. Don't get too far off the beaten path. And if you're being very emotional and things like that in the month of April and you're feeling them coming on, it's almost like, just allow yourself a little bit of time and space to be able to recollect your thoughts and other to move on.
There it almost looks like part of the moon, or there's a face in there as well in the bottom part of her body. It's almost like the top and the bottom aren't connecting completely. Two different different ways of hearing and seeing things through the month. So I think that maybe just watch the connection between the two to make sure that they are connecting and they are together. So what you're doing through the month, if you connect them both and you don't put any anger or anything like that there. Don't try to get too emotional and everything will just run smoothly.
Very good. I like that. I like it. I like it. Okay. Hidden knowledge, Kashik records, silent understanding.
Wow. Okay, but that one there, I love that card. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
And of course, it's got the moon in it, what we like. I find that with there is, I think inside of each and every one of us in the month of April for sure, is each one of us has a hidden knowledge that we don't necessarily touch in with. And it helps us to find our way of how we're moving on throughout time to come sort of thing. So any hidden knowledge that you have, and I really get a sense that this month of April, yeah, is put your antennae on for your intuitive side to really come out so that you really reach out to get the information you need. So you pull up the information you need, whether it's education or whatever it is, because information is to me is always education. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. So pull out that information, pull out the things that you need to find for you so that the rest of the year, because it's still being a 1 year and everything's still moving pretty quickly, just saying that pull it out, let that be in forefront of you so that you can put things in order for the rest of the year.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good, yeah. And I think too, when, looking because the moon is so full in this card and so prominent, that really around the full moon, really be paying attention to some of the things that are coming to you, some of the intuitions that are coming to you. And, this is a time to kind of delve into our stuff because, and I've just been hearing this a lot and thinking this a lot lately, is it's like we have all this innate knowledge within ourselves that's hidden deep within ourselves that we keep buried, and it's time to start tapping into that a little bit more and paying attention to some of the things that we need to pay attention to, like, how our body is feeling, what our mind is saying, what our intuition is saying about different things, and to let ourselves, once we tap into that, to allow ourselves to be guided to where we need to be going and what we need to be doing, but really tapping into some of the cycles with the moon and really paying attention to especially what's happening around the full moon, and just really holding on to that, so when you look at the next full moon you can be like, oh, okay, this is what this is trying to tell me now.
Get with this card just now was on in around the full moon to pay attention to your animals. There's going to be some messages that are going to be coming through from your animals. You're going to see them do different things. And it's not just your animals, it could be the animals outside, birds and everything else. Pay attention because they're messages as well around the full moon of the month of April.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Okay, Dreaming Heart.
Mm, wow, that's pretty cool. I think I think that again, the very first card talked about the heart and the voice being connected. And I think that's what it's saying is um, when you're in the dream mode, because I think dreaming is not only when you're asleep, but I think dreaming is also when we're awake. So that when we have those minutes during the day, when we're just floating and we're just trying to take a moment to ourselves, to me, that's a dream time too, where we don't even take it into a consciousness that that's what we're doing. And I guess this is what I'm saying with this one is, again, connect, make sure you have that connection, bring your heart in. April is about the summer on its way. And there's the newness that's going to be coming into this year, and that allow your heart to be forefront so that you're speaking your truths and allowing the flow to go with what's going to be coming into the month of April. And pay attention to the energies around in April as well, because it's like there's going to be these different energies that's going to be moving around. And I think that's where I got where the animals will be doing a little something different as well. So pay attention to that too, so that you really incorporate your heart into it, to really feel what's in front of you instead of just looking at it. Actually, let the full feeling of it comes through in your head and into your heart, and your visions and your intuition will be heightened as well for that month of April.
Mhm. I agree with you. And it's funny because it almost looks like the moon is in behind her as well and shining bright. And as you were talking and talking about emotions and leading from the heart and stuff, it's like, the first card really talked about the sea and the water, and the moon has such an effect on the water, right? Bringing in the tides with it and things like that. So to me, what this card is really saying is really come from a place of your heart and pay attention to what you're saying to your own body, especially in this month, because your body is made of water. So we're reflecting that out. And I agree with you. I think that this is a really intuitive month for people, and they really need to be paying attention. And the more open their heart is, the more they're going to be able to get these messages in.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. Divine feminine, magnetic receptive power.
Well,
That's
okay. So
fun.
that tells me too that uh, when it talks about the feminine energies, we as women don't often enough pick up the energies that we are inside feminine side of us is trying to push out there to us. It's helping us to embrace being the oneness of our own self, number one, and also acceptance. Acceptance of how we are as an individual, seeing yourself, because the heart has been so much into this here reading, seeing what's in your heart for you. Don't be allowing to give yourself away so much this month. Allow yourself to feel that, feel this, the feminine part of yourself. Even for a man, you have the feminine part of you as well that needs to be reached out and pulled into you. Only because it helps you to find different ways of being. Because being a man, you feel like you have all these different things that you need to do, and you don't touch into that lighter side of yourself. So I'm thinking, even with that being a man, touch into that lighter side of yourself. Allow that to come in so that you can receive the oneness of your own self and the tenderness that's inside yourself as well. I think that with the month of April, because it's going to be a fast moving month and all kinds of energies that are going to be around in the month, you need to be able to touch into yourself, to be kind to yourself, and not so be hard on yourself. Allow yourself to be kind and nurture yourself through the month as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think, because it's a divine feminine energy, and I think, you're talking about grandmother moon, and so you've got that feminine energy, and in this one you can see the circle in the back. It's almost like a full moon, but almost like a eclipse. Like it's an interesting one, and it almost looks like a heart at the top of the card. So
I
to me,
agree.
it's really about calling in all of this feminine, the feminine side of yourself to pay attention, like you were saying, regardless of if you're male or female, is to pull in this energy for yourself in order to, use that feminine energy, get that intuition, get your power back. Like take your power back into your own hands because a lot
Yeah.
of times we give our power away, and this is really just saying, please take your power back because there's so much of it. And like you said, it's going to be a fast moving month. So, having that little bit of grace for yourself when you're working with it as well.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Because we all need
Okay.
to touch in with our creative self, I think, too, with that saying is let your creative self be there. So you take the time to do some creative energies with yourself, whether it's drawing, painting, whatever the case may be, meditating, whatever brings peace into you. I think that's part of what it's saying with that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so this one is the last one, Lilac Mist.
Wow. When I see the color lilac or purples, and it's got the pinks in it too, pinks too also with me are of the heart. I encompass that into a lot of different things with the pinks. The purples, I talk about my intuition and how I'm seeing things. And with the pink around, it's just saying again in the love cycle and also with relationships and things like that. So it's saying to me in the month of April, when you're pulling things into it and try to listen to your intuitive side, what it's really trying to say to you about relationships. Now, it doesn't mean relationships just as a partner. I'm talking about relationships in the whole. Okay, people around you, situations around you, relationships of all kinds of different things. Pay attention to what they are this month because we talked about the information that's coming earlier in April as well. Getting into what you already have inside of you, the seed that's inside of you, but we haven't really touched it enough to pull it out, to experiment enough to find out where we need to be traveling. I think with this one here, it's saying be kind enough to yourself, but at the same time, allow your intuitive side to really go out there and really take the time to love the thoughts that you're having, really embrace them, and capture the relationships around you that are good for you. Anything that is not good for you in the month of April, push them aside, because this is going to be a month sort of you breathing in deeply and attaining the energies that you need to help you through the months that are becoming ahead.
Yeah. And I keep getting like it's like lilacs blooming and it's like this transformation because of the butterflies on it. And so to me it's about planting the seeds that you want to be seeing and using your intuition to be able to plant those seeds that you want to be moving forward. And like you said, anything that doesn't serve you, getting rid of that. And I agree with you. It's very much to do with the heart, very much to do with the intuition and very much making that connection between the heart and your crown chakra, your intuition. I'm really picking up that carrying a rose quartz this month would be very handy for a lot of people because that just brings your energy back into your heart. And I really
Yeah.
think if you like the smell of lilacs, if you don't, please don't do that. But if you like the smell of lilacs, almost to get like an essential oil or some kind of mist that is a lilac that you can put in your space just when you're doing different things to really use that to allow you to kind of anchor in if you need that anchor to connect to source.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So that's what we see for the energies of April for you. And so thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And if you're liking what you see, make sure you click the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends and family so that they can follow along too. And welcome to all of our new followers. And thank you to both new and old followers.
Yes, and pay attention to our lives that we have coming up as well. And because there's going to be a lot of information that you're wanting going to put it in your hands for the things that you need to know. And one more thing with our reading for the month, because the voice came through it too, I think what it's talking about is your inner voice, paying attention to your inner voice and what that inner voice is trying to say to you, so that when you speak, you're speaking from your intuitive side, from your inside voice is actually coming outside to help you create the things that you need for this month, for for the quickness that it's going to be that for the month of April coming into May here. So I just got that at the end. So
Perfect. No, that's perfect. I'm sure everybody's going to be like, yes, extra messages. We always love those. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you on the next podcast.
you bet you will. We love being here.